SnapPress. Brilliantly simple.
So my name is Alex. I own Center City Print. We've been around for 15 years, and we started as, basic small print shop. Over the course of the last 15 years, we've expanded into signage and decals, vinyl, sticker sheet stock, and all that. I always tell people the biggest thing we sell is customer service. And we've always had a request from customers for roll labels to fulfill that need. And we've ordered out and gone to different online vendors, but we always thought the price points were high. We have two vinyl plotters at the time for dual use. We figured, okay, we can use, the vinyl plotter, and it's great. It's intended for other things. It really is. I mean, they make some great wide format signage printers, things like that, and that's what they're for. Small, intricate, detailed labels, it's not really built for. You have to reduce the speed to increase the quality. It takes a lot longer. As volumes picked up, though, it was starting to become extremely inefficient, where certain projects grew in volume, which was fantastic for business, but then that also grew in labor time. So trying to stay competitive on pricing was becoming really difficult. I've done the research online, spent days. Again, we're a big sheet fed printer. I looked at product, same print engine as a lot of the sheet fed stuff we have. Although it looks cool, it looks complicated. Randomly, I got this wonderful folder in the mail with a lot of samples, and I looked at them and I said, all right, whatever this is, looks fantastic. This is probably going to be a very expensive machine. So I was a little off put. I put the folder to the side and I said, how much business do I really have in labels or even roll labels? As the months went on, we started getting more and more inquiries on roll labels and more volume. We had a specific national brand that we were doing labels for. It took forever. So again, we're using two vinyl plotters. We're trying to keep up with our regular stuff. We're trying to get the special project done. It became a nightmare. We started doing more and more research. The prices were just crazy, out of our price range, basically. I said, let's give it a shot. Did a video demo. They explained everything. And to my surprise, the price was perfect. And from a solution standpoint, what I thought was fantastic that no one does, I sent the project to the SnapPress team. They mailed us samples. It was better than what we were doing on the plotter and significantly faster. So we said, okay, this is a win. By having the LP1, we've kind of opened our doors to doing more roll labels. The machine, super intuitive, super easy. Anyone with baseline knowledge of how to use, a computer for the most part can operate it. From a speed perspective, it runs. We ran 10,000 half-inch by 1 3/4 inch labels, 6 up on the roll. 15 minutes. Same. That would have taken hours. We've been able to reduce inventory from sticker sheets just sitting there. We've been able to kind of narrow into 1 or 2 materials that we know we'll consistently use, which is semi-gloss and a vinyl. We could kind of tackle just about anything. So we've managed to create an entire new revenue stream utilizing good technology that's there with quality. There's no, burnt edges with lasers and things like that, and no real time wasting trying to hone in the machine. There are certain online resources that might charge you $200-300 for 1,000 stickers, depending on size. One of the jobs that was like 300 something realistically cost us like $60, which is, crazy. So the margin is there, absolutely. And those are wholesale prices, not even retail prices. The biggest highlight with SnapPress is the communication. There's nothing out of the realm of possibility, which I think is fantastic. We wanted some changes on the Sentra, no problem. We wanted some small adjustments on the SnapPress as far as, button use, things like that. No problem. No one has said, oh, well, let me look into it. Everything was just like, sure, we can do that. So that was fantastic. No one does that. machine is affordable, the cutter is affordable, supplies are extremely affordable. So it's literally built for you to make money, you know. And this is not a paid advertisement.